This video is to introduce the vocabulary terms that go along with functions. It is essential to know and understand the vocabulary that goes with functions. The first term that we will discuss is a relation. Not all relations are functions. However, a relation is a set of ordered pairs, or more specifically is a set of inputs and outputs. This first example here is a set of ordered pairs. The relation includes 1, 2, 2, 3, and 3, 4. The second example has words instead of ordered pairs. Key is the input for unlock. Phone number is the input for call. And then finally we have a third example with numbers once again. 17, 16, 82, negative 4, 1, negative 3, and 35, 18. As mentioned before, a relation is a combination of inputs and outputs. An input is a number or value that is entered. Inputs are generally speaking about the x value or the x coordinate of an ordered pair. So in example 1, 1, 2, and 3 are the inputs. In example 2, 17, 82, 1, and 35 are the inputs. Conversely, the outputs correspond with the y values or the y coordinates. A number or value that comes from a process is the output. In example 1, the outputs include 2, 3, and 4. In example 2, the outputs are 16, negative 4, negative 3, and 18. So again, the inputs are the values that are entered into a process, and the outputs are what comes from the process. Domain is what we use to describe a list of the input values. Just like the first example from the last two words, input and output, the first number in the ordered pair, 1, 2, and 3, are your inputs. Since domain is a list of the inputs, it would be written as this: 1, 2, and 3. In example 2, it's the same process. The inputs are the x values, which is the first part of the ordered pair. If you were to list the domain, you would need to list the inputs. The difference is that the inputs or the domain need to be listed in number order. So I'm first going to copy them down, and then when I finalize my answer, I will have them in number order as well. So we have 1, 17, 35, and 82. Again, the domain is the list of the input values. Range is the list of the output values, and it also needs to be listed in number order. In this first example, the range is 2, 3, and 4. Because range is the list of the output values, it is the list of the y values or the y coordinates. So we'd have 2, 3, and 4. In example 2, once again, these are not in order. We have 16, negative 4, negative 3, and 18. These would need to be written in number order. So we have -4, -3, 16, and 18. So once again, the domain is a list of the input values, or the x-coordinates, and the range is a list of the y values, or the output values. In order to determine if a relation is a function, each input has to have exactly one output. That means that domain cannot repeat. Domain is again the list of the input values. In number 1 we have 1, 2, and 3. There are no repeats. Each number is used once as an x value. It is perfectly okay if they are repeated in the y value. In example 2 we have 17, 82, 1, and 35. Each one of those is only used once. So each of these is considered a function. It is both a relation and a function. If something is a non-function, it is when the input value repeats, or when one of the inputs has at least more than one output. If you look at this new first example, we have 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and 1 and 4. The domain is 1, and it repeats 3 times. So this is not a function. Similarly, we have 17 and 16 are together in example 2, 82 and -4, 1 and -3, and 17 and 18. Our domain is 17, 82, 1, and 17. The number 17 repeats and has 2 y values to go with that one input, so this is not a function. In conclusion, just a quick review over the different vocabulary terms that go along with functions. Relation is a set of ordered pairs. It shows the inputs paired with the outputs. An input is what is put into a process. It is generally known as the x value of an ordered pair. The output is the y value of the ordered pair, and it is what comes out of a process. Domain would be the list of the inputs, whereas range would be the list of the outputs. For a relation to be a function, the domain cannot repeat, so each x value can only be used once. And then finally, it is not a function if each x value is used more than once.